Hey folks, welcome to the Wealth Transfer with TC. Today, I'm going to talk about Terra Classic, LUNC, right? L-U-N-C. And I'm going to discuss a little bit about what Christopher Harris specifically said about Luna Classic and the burn, and also Drew Wyatt, right? And also discuss a little bit about some of the high pricing points to kind of reiterate from my last video about your reserves and holding some back. And because this is really going to be dealing with swing trading. So you guys are really going to have to pay attention, and there's going to be some opportunities that, prophetically speaking, I believe that are going to come up that you guys are going to be able to actually make a lot of money. Before we actually maybe even see the Bitcoin flash crash or any other investment really take off. This all remains to be seen. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing information and giving you my thoughts and my opinions on that information. So if you guys like these videos that I make, the support links are down below in the description and also the About section of YouTube. We know that the developers that are working on the Terra Classic, we know that they are working on this burn code that these different platforms are going to be able to put in. This is going to be very important, and this is going to push up Luna. I still think that we have one more major drop before we go on this mini bull run. I'm praying that we get some kind of clarity on whether or not, if we're going to see that before we see these ups and downs with Terra Classic. Currently, I have my Terra Luna Prophecy document. All right, and in the last video, I shared about some of the high pricing points. Christopher Harris saw Luna at $124, and Prophetess Rose and Solomon, she saw it go from 25 to 50. A lot of people are going to sell off at 50. Then it's going to go back up to 100. You know, I'm holding back like 1.2 million Luna that I'm not swing trading at all whatsoever. Just in case, if anything happens, whatever the case, I have something that I've held back, right? Everything else I'm going to swing trade. And so I think that's important as far as I have my short-term strategy and my long-term strategy. So this is the first prophetic word I want to go over. Christopher Harris from June the 16th, which would have been the 17th in his time zone. And he says here, I heard in a dream something like, Kucoin will be the first to implement the burn tax. This is for Luna C. I'm not sure if it will be the first one, or the one of the first. This would likely result in a huge price rise for Luna C, as based on Kucoin's currently daily volume, which would increase of 6.4 million. This would be to around 1.2 billion Luna C burn per day. The word also implies other exchanges will follow Kucoin. After the dream, I saw $1.45 Luna C. I also saw BTC rising, and it was around the mid 23K. June the 12th, I saw Luna rise over 12 cents, though I didn't see how high. In the dream, I sold part of my holdings, then half, and then when I checked the price, it was back down to 1 to 2 cents. That was a dream. And so he said he is focused on Luna C, waiting for the good burn news, and if it goes down, I'll try to buy more. All right, and then in the next dream that he shared on the 21st, he said he saw in a dream a Kucoin post on Twitter announcing the burn tax on Luna C. I didn't see the specifics of what it said, although I knew it was about. The Lord keeps showing me about the burn tax for Luna C coming soon, and I believe this will be the mechanism for the great rise in price. Those two particular dreams are very important, and this is when Kucoin makes that post on Twitter, it's going to cause Luna C to skyrocket, right? And it might even cause UST to go up even further too as well. All right, and one of the things I want to bring up, if you remember Drew Wyatt's dream that it pumped to 10 cents 3 times. 3 times it pumped to 10 cents. And when you go back in the dream that I just read, the very first one, and Christopher Harris said, I saw Luna C rise to over 12 cents, though I didn't see how high, and in the dream I sold part of my holdings, then half, and when I checked the price, it was back at 1 to 2 cents. So there's 2 dreams right there that confirm that it's going to go up and then come back down. Right now, Christopher Harris said he saw it at 10 cents, and then Drew Wyatt said he saw it at 10 cents. Now you got to remember the difference in Christopher Harris is in Australia, so you have the Australian dollar, right? And then you have the American dollar and USDT and all that, right? So there might be that difference. And so since he saw it go from 10 cents to zero, 10 cents to zero, and then back up to 10 cents, there's at least several times where we have the opportunity, right? And you have the opportunity to swing trade mostly everything that you have, right? And what Christopher Harris saw, he saw in his dream was he sold part of his holdings and then half. And when he checked the price, it was down to 1 to 2 cents. So putting these two prophecies together, and it's going to be the opportunity for a lot of people to make a lot of money. So if you guys are in this, I'm not a financial advisor, you may need to let go of that fear. And one way you can do that, right, is to make sure that you have enough Luna, right? Because a lot of people say, well, I only have like 5 million, and if I swing trade 4 million of it and something happens and I mess up, well, guess what? Then go get you another 5 million. And that way you can swing trade 5 million without having that fear. So also in that dream, he did see it at $1.45. So like I said, we're getting some of these different pricing points, and I think that we just need to take this, day by day and not focus so much on what the price is going to be down the road later on. And could you imagine, folks, that if you start off with like 5 or 6 million and you end up with, by the time this is all said and done, end up with 50 or 100 million Luna, it's going to be absolutely insane if you see that price back up over 100. So, folks, I'm really excited about this, and it's just a wait and see, and hopefully, by the time that the month of July ends, everybody will be in a different position. You guys can start building up your storehouse. You can move. You can get that decent car that you need, and you'll be able to support the ministries that you've been wanting to support, and also just really kind of building up your storehouse and preparing for, embracing for what we're going to be expecting, prophetically speaking, here in the United States. And so many of you also, too, will be able to take care of a lot of the financial needs that you've had in your life, right? Some of you, and I've read some of the stories, I've heard some of the stories of some of the difficulties and the problems that many of you face. And we're just waiting for these opportunities to make a change in our financial lives so that we can move forward and not have the burden of debt on your back. So the only other concern that I have is the, waiting for this Bitcoin drop. And where does this fit in with what's going on with Lunacy? I'm thinking that we're going to have this announcement here pretty soon. Don't forget, folks, that what Christopher Harris said, this was back on May the 14th. He said, I had a dream where I heard a news article being read saying something like, those who bought Luna at its lows became the new crypto millionaires and wealth holders. So anyways, folks, that is all that I have for today. God bless. TC out.